Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show once more. And I'm still your host, Ikeme Funachukwebuka Christian, Don Boogie Don Sports. And here we are again. Greetings to you all from from wherever you are watching from. And I'm here back again. And today, on this day, January 17th, 2025, this Friday. And we have a very packed show and a great show for you guys. So today we'll be reviewing trending news that happened within the week on Monday to Friday. We'll start with what is happening here in Nigeria, then we move to Africa, and then we move to Europe and all around the globe. And today we'll start with news, trending news, transfers, match results, those stories that you missed, those stories that you heard but didn't really get the full gist is all here. That's where you get it. So, without wasting much of your time, we'll dive in straight into the show. And where do we start from, if not from home? And from home, we start with the Super Eagles. And on Monday, like you all know, Eric Chell was unveiled. He was unveiled in Abuja, there in Abuja at the Moshood Abiola Stadium. He was unveiled, and during his unveiling, he mentioned four things that he's going to work on to make the Super Eagles qualify for the World Cup. He was so specific that he wants to qualify the Super Eagles for the next World Cup 2026. And what are the four things he touched on? He touched on improving the managerial structure of the Super Eagles. He talked on improving the managerial structure. Number two, he talked on adopting effective technique to make the team work, because over the past few years and months, it's like the technique most of the coaches come with don't really favor our players. We see our players do well, but when they come back home here, it's like the technique the coaches use, it doesn't really favor the players. We have all the blazing attackers in Europe, and the best one of the best right backs in Europe, but when they come back to Super Eagles, they don't really be effective. So he talked about adopting an effective technique to make the team work. And the third, he talked about imbibing aggression, because the Super Eagles really need aggression in their games, because most times when they play, you don't see that aggression. They always feel relaxed, as if nothing is at stake. So he talked about imbibing aggression, and we hope to see that in the team so that the players can really know that they are fighting for something. The 2026 World Cup ticket is very important. It's very important to Nigeria. And lastly, he talked about maintaining focus. Focus is very, very important for the Super Eagles. We need to know that this is what we are going for and this is what we want to achieve. So he talked on these four things that he is going to work on to make this team work. And like I said earlier, last time we were here, that he's going to work with three of his assistants. And who are these assistants? The number one assistant and his right man is Hedi Tabubi, who acts as his main assistant and the video analyst of the team. And the second is Thomas Governovec, who is a fitness trainer. And the third is Gian Daniel Padovani, who is the goalkeeper trainer. So he's going to be working with these assistants to help him work on the Super Eagles and qualify us and make this team back to what we know them for. And also, during his unveiling, he talked about being a fan of the Super Eagles back then in 1998 when he was still playing in France. In France, he talked about being a fan of the Super Eagles. That's when he started supporting the Super Eagles. Like he said, he was supporting the Super Eagles. He was always going to watch the Super Eagles game then in France at the France 98 World Cup. According to him, he always wears the white green of the Super Eagles to go to stadiums and support her. And he watched all the Super Eagles game. He was always there to support the team. So it's good one to know that this man has been supporting the Super Eagles right from time. So like you all know, he's going to coach us, and the Chan was meant to be his first assignment, but with the postponement of the Chan, his first assignment will come in March, and that will be against Rwanda on the 17th of March, and then Zimbabwe on 21st of March, which are all World Cup qualifiers. So we wish him well. He still has time from now to March to prepare and make the Super Eagles work. So from Eric Chell, we move to the Chan Eagles. The Chan Eagles, over the week, they played a friendly game behind closed doors at the Remo Stadium. At Remo Stadium there in Ikene, they played a friendly match with Sunshine Stars, and the Chan Eagles came out victorious. They won 3-2 in that game. And fortunately, Richel was there to witness the game. He was there to witness the game, and also he addressed the players. With him there, we are Daniel Ogumodede, the coach of the Remo Stars, coach of Remo Stars FC. They addressed the players before shutting down the camp due to the postponement of the Chan tournament. So after the game, he was there. He witnessed everything that happened. And one thing I loved about the game when I saw the clips of the game was the bullet goal, the wonder goal scored by the Sunshine Stars left back. Yes, Sunshine Stars left back. By name, Sunshine Stars left back by name. Sorry, Shooting Stars left back Ikuem Utin. Ikuem Utin scored that wonder goal there, and I'm very glad that Richel was there to watch the game, and I hope that he gives that guy an opportunity in the Super Eagles, because when you look at the Super Eagles, for a time being now, we haven't had a left back, a solid left back, apart from Olayena, who is doing great at the right back, and our two centre backs. We haven't really had a very great left back. So I hope this guy can get an invitation and an opportunity with the Super Eagles. From there, we'll move to the MPFL. The MPFL, as you all know, nothing is really happening in the MPFL for now because of the 3 weeks break they have for the players to rest. But in as much as nothing is happening on the field of play, some things are happening behind closed doors. And behind closed doors, when I mean behind closed doors, I'm talking about Nasarawa United. They were fined 3 million naira and 3 points and 3 goals were deducted from them. It was deducted from them. Why? Because they were found guilty of breaching the league framework by assaulting the match officials. This happened in the match day 18 against Rivers United. So they were fined, and this has brought the total fine so far for the league after 19 games to 17.75 million. And this has been given to 6 teams in the MPFL. 6 teams have been fined for breaching frameworks and breaching the rules of the MPFL. So in total, there are 17.75 million in fines to teams. And for Nasarawa United, they have been told to play behind closed doors from now. They have been told to play behind closed doors for now. Still on Nasarawa United, they unveiled 8 players. 8 players. They unveiled 8 players same day within the week. And who are these 8 players they unveiled? Number 1, Peace, the one, Solomon, Chigozie, Peter, Eneje, Ugochukwu, Leonard, Onyema, Emmanuel, Benson, Abe, Benjamin Jack, and Abubakar Aliyu. These are the 8 players they unveiled that will join them in the second stanza, in the second half of this season. From Nasarawa United, we move to Hadland. Hadland of Owerri have declared their player Peter Afolanyo missing, or they have declared him absent without official lease. He has gone AWOL, according to the club. They released a media briefing saying that they haven't seen this player since they played Lobby Stars on December 28th, that this player has gone missing. So they have warned the public to desist from any dealings with this player that is no longer a member of Heartland FC until they set their eyes on him. For now, he's no longer a member of Heartland. They have washed off their hands of this guy. From Heartland FC, we'll move to the biggest news we had over the week. The biggest news we had over the week was the results of the player and manager of the month came in, and at the end of the day, two personnel won this award from the same team. They are Gbenga Ogumbote and Mustafa Lawal, the goalkeeper of Shooting Stars. Gbenga Ogumbote, the coach of Shooting Stars, won the manager of the month, and Mustafa Lawal won the player of the month. Great one for the goalkeeper. 5 games were played by Shooting Stars. They won the 5 games. They kept 5 clean sheets and won 15 points. So great one for those guys. I wish them well and congrats to them. From there, we'll move to the Nigerian Women Football League, which kicked off. It kicked off within the week. And the like you all know, it's a 16 league tournament which is divided into 8 teams in each group. So at the end of the day, what are the results? We had 5 home wins, 2 away wins, and 1 draw. The biggest winners this week were Edo Queens beating Abia Angels 5-0. Edo Queens beating Abia Angels 5-0. Also, FC Robo Queens beating Benue Queens 5-1 away from home. So The Women's Football League is on, and great one to see them playing already. From the MPFL, we'll move to Africa. And what do we have for you in Africa? Like we all said, like we told you earlier, that the Chan tournament has been postponed. It has been postponed. The CAF technical and infrastructure experts have asked CAF to give them time to be able to complete this infrastructure and facilities meant to host this tournament. So the tournament has moved from February 1 to August. To August, no date has been given in August, but we hope to have the CHAN resume. The CHAN starts in August. So, like you all know, 3 teams will be hosting the CHAN this year. Tanzania, number one is Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. They will be Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda will be hosting this tournament. So they are not ready yet. So they have pleaded with CAF, and CAF has said them they have moved the date back to they have moved the date to August. So they have moved the gate to August. And the biggest news in Africa is the draws. The CHAN draws happened over the weekend. And like you all know, Nigeria has been drawn in Group D. In Group D, they will be facing Senegal, who are the defending champions, Congo, and Sudan in Group D. And this is a 19 game tournament played by 19 teams. And like you know, Group C still has openings. Only 3 teams have been drawn in Group C, and they are Uganda, Niger, and Guinea in Group C. So 2 more spots are left in Group C, and the 2 more spots will be fought by Egypt, South Africa, Gabon, Malawi, Gambia, Algeria, and Comoros. So these teams will fight for the remaining 2 spots to be able to participate in the CHAN tournament. So that's it, what we have in the CHAN tournament. We wish the Super Eagles all the best. They have been drawn in a group that have the defending champion. Let's see what will happen in August. So we wish them well. From there, we'll move to the CAF Champions League. The final games of the group stages will be happening this Sunday. We don't really have an interest in that because no Nigerian team is there. Our main interest will be in the CAF Confederations Cup. Enyimba Football Club of Aba, who are in Group D with Zamalek, Al Masry, and Black Bulls. So Enyimba will be traveling to Egypt to play Zamalek. And they need a miracle. They really need a miracle to happen in that game because they really need a win in this game. If they can win and Black Bulls can win Al Masry away, that will be Enyimba qualifying for the knockout stages. But as it is now, I don't really see a miracle. But we pray for Enyimba that they will be able to qualify and move to the next round. They are currently third in the table with 5 points. So from there, from Africa, we will move to Nigerian players abroad who did really well for themselves over the week. And who are they? Where do we start from? If not from Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi really did well for himself in that game for Fulham. He scored 2 goals for Fulham. But at the end of the day, Fulham couldn't really get a win over Lopetegui's West Ham. So kudos to Alex Iwobi there for getting the 2 goals. And who again do we have on our list that did well for Rangers? Rangers of Scotland. They won 3-0 against Aberdeen. And Leon Balogu, one of our Igbo wars, who is a forgotten guy, 36-year-old now, scored a goal for Rangers. He scored one of the goals for Rangers, and at the end of the day, assisted in the match again. He assisted Serial Deses to make it 3-0 in that game. So nice one for them, and I hope that Eric Chell are watching these guys. I hope he's watching these guys. From there, we'll move to Europe. To talk about trending stories in Europe. And where do we start from? We will start from the biggest news in football, which came out within the week, which was the divorce of Pep Guardiola and his wife, Christiana Serra. They have been together for 30 years, and it was a shocking news when it came out within the week that the two of them have split. These people got married in 2014. They were married in 2014, but they have been together since 1994. So it's a great shocker to learn that the two have decided to part ways in a totally cordial split, according to reports, in a totally cordial split. So from the research and from what reports are saying, that this split might have been caused by Pep Guardiola deciding to stay back at Manchester City with that his new 2-year extension contract, because in 2019 his wife Christiana Serra, who is a writer and a journalist, decided to go back in 2019 to Spain to manage her family's fashion company. So since then, she has been away from Pep Guardiola, and all of a sudden, she heard that Pep will be extending his contract, which didn't sit well with her because the two of them have been away for a long time. So, according to reports, this split was agreed in December, but they decided to keep it private from the public. But finally, in this January, it was decided to keep private, but finally in January, it was made public. So it is here now in the public space, and they have their marriage are blessed with three children: Maria, who is 24, Marius, who is 22, and Valentina, who is 17. And according to reports, Pep might be losing his 8.5 million mansion in Barcelona to the wife, who is currently in Spain. So we'll still be keeping our ears to the ground on this story to see how it develops over the coming days and weeks. And from there, we'll move to another divorce case which sprung out last night. Victor Roque of Barcelona, who is currently on loan at Betis, has also been involved in a divorce issue. The wife came out to say that the marriage didn't work. His wife, the Lionel Lanes, came out to say that the marriage didn't work. So it has been a fiasco of divorce cases within the week. So from there, we'll move to another transfer news, which has Belgium are targeting Thierry Henry to be their new head coach. Is a trending news back there in Belgium. From there, we'll move to Barcelona, and in Barcelona, we have heard that Lamine Yamal has been rewarded. What is his reward? He will be wearing the number 10 jersey from next season, and that's a good one for the young lad who is doing well, scoring goals on goals on goals in every match since 2025. The guy has been on form, scoring back to back goals. So nice one for him. Still at Barcelona, we heard that the president, Joan Laporta, has said he's not going anywhere. He's not going to retire. He's staying at Barcelona. And he came out to say that Barcelona are back. They are now back to Barcelona. They are free to register any player they want to register and to pay and do any transfer they want to do because they are back. Still on Barcelona, we heard that they sealed a deal to sell 475 VIP seats at Camp Nou for 100 million euros for 30 years. They sealed this deal with a Middle East investors. So the name haven't come out, but we know that the investors involved are from the Middle East. So that's it for Barcelona. From there, we'll move to EPL, and EPL we had over the week that the EPL will not charge any club for breaking the profitable and sustainability rules for last season. No club has been charged for there. Then from there, we move to Marcus Rashford. He's in the news. Yesterday, a tabloid came out to say that they are going to publish a picture of him and one rapper. So Rashford has come out to make it open that he doesn't know the rapper. He doesn't know the rapper that the tabloid has called him up to say they are going to publish his pictures with. That this rapper is a fan and he's obliged to give any fan pictures that this man, he doesn't really know him. That is a random fan that took pictures for him so that nobody will blackmail him. So when we digged further, we found out that the rapper in question is Jake Farine, who is 35 years old. Jake Farine, he was jailed when he was 19 for killing or for murdering Mizen Jimmy, back in 2009. In 2009, in a South London bakery, he murdered Mizen Jimmy in a South London bakery back there in Britain. So Rashford has come out to dissociate himself with this jack of a guy. He has said he's a random fan. He doesn't know him, so that nobody will hold him responsible when the picture starts flying. So from there, we will move to Gabriel Jesus. Over the week, we heard that he sustained an ACL, which will keep him out for the season. And that's a very bad one for the guy. We wish him well and hope he recovers fast. From there, we go to Besiktas in Turkey, and according to reports, Besiktas are really in to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a try as the head coach. They are really in for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They are following the guy up. So in the coming days or within the weekend, we might have clear picture on what is happening at Besiktas. Then from there, we'll move to Saudi Arabia, and in Saudi Arabia, there are reports that Al Nassr are ready to offer Cristiano Ronaldo 3.8 million weekly wages, 3.8 million weekly wages, which is a we see the guy so 3.8 million euros, which you see Cristiano Ronaldo become the highest earning footballer alive. And from there, we move to Al Hilal. Al Hilal, according to their coach, Jesus George has come out to say that he won't be registering Neymar for the second half of the season because of the injuries Neymar has been sustaining. So they won't be registering Neymar for the second half of the season. And according to reports, even if they don't register Neymar, Neymar will still earn approximately 35 million euros from now to the end of the season in salary and bonuses. So that's it for news making the rounds in Europe in football. Then outside football, we had that the Gypsy King, the man from Marakambe, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, has retired from boxing. He announced his retirement on Instagram within the week. And on his retirement, after 37 games, he won 34 wins. He has 34 wins, 24 knockouts, one draw and two losses, which he suffered under Alexander Usyk. So that's it for GC King. We wish him all the best, and we hope that his retirement is retiring for good, because a few years ago he came out to say he is retiring, and after 2 months we saw him back in the ring again. So GC King, we wish you well, and we hope that you enjoy your retirement. From the news making around the world, we move to transfers. And in transfers, where do we start from? If not from the EPL team that is sorting in the transfer window currently, Manchester City. Manchester City today have booked medicals for both defenders, Victor Reyes and Kusanov. So today they will be having their medicals at Man City, and Man City are hope to finalize the deals for these two players today. And from there, we move to still at Man City. We moved to Trafford, and we heard that they have held final talks with the club over Omar Mamouche, the guy that is hurting in Germany. So Man City are hoping to finalize this deal for Omar Mamouche. They are still going for Juventus left back Cambiaso. So Manchester City and Pep are not joking this transfer window. So from Manchester City, we move to Chelsea. Chelsea have triggered their return clause to return Travon Chalobah. Chalobah is back to help them out in the defense. He has really been good for Crystal Palace with in the first half of the season. So Chelsea have recalled him back. And also with still on Chelsea, Chelsea are targeting Matthew Tell of Bayern Munich. They want to have the guy, but still at Bayern Munich has asked Chelsea inquiries about Nkunku, and Chelsea have answered, we are only letting this guy go for 70 million euros. So we'll be watching these two deals, since Chelsea wants Tell and Bayern Munich wants Nkunku. Let's see what's going to happen, if they are going to have a swap deal plus cash in this deal. So our eyes are still on this deal. From there, we'll move to Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund are still interested. They are very much interested in Viega. They are interested in Chelsea left back Viega, and they are still trying to pursue this deal. And Chelsea are saying, if you are coming for this guy, we are not giving you on loan. We are only going to allow him move on permanent basis. So Chelsea are pursuing this guy. And still on Bayern Munich, clubs are still coming for Karim Adeyemi. They have said, if you are coming for Karim Adeyemi, you have to hold your money. So from there, we'll move to Napoli. And having Kvaratskhelia yesterday came out to say his goodbye to Napoli fans. So he's going there today he will be in PSG in France to complete his medicals and sign the 5-year deal to become a PSG player. He has said his goodbyes to Napoli fans. From there, still on PSG, he heard that Kolo Muani has left PSG. He has left PSG to Juventus on loan. The player yesterday was in Juventus to complete his medicals and sign on loan, since having is going so Colomwani had to leave to go to Juventus. From there, we'll go to Celtic, and Celtic are fully in for Arsenal's left back, Kieran Tierney. They want to call the guy back to Celtic. And there we move to Aston Villa back in England. Aston Villa have completed the deal to sign Dele Malen for 23 million euros plus 3 million add-on. And I dare say you guys should watch out for Aston Villa having Malen, Morgan Rogers, and Watkins. Then a certain Duran still in that team. Something is packed up there for Aston Villa under Unai Emery. Then from there we move to Arsenal, and Arsenal are really on the heels of Martin Zubimendi. And according to what we have, they are the front runners to seal this deal. Martin Zubimendi was the guy hurting in the last summer transfer window. Man City was there, Liverpool was there, but the guy said he's not going to leave. But now Arsenal are the ones leading this deal, and according to what I have heard, Arteta is trying to use the connection as a Spanish guy to get this one over the line. And from there we'll move to AC Milan, and a sad one for Nuo Okafor, who was sent back from Leipzig after his medicals. Leipzig found out that he's carrying an injury which might keep him for up to 3 or 4 weeks before he starts playing. So Leipzig said, we are not going to take this player. Since we are signing you for 6 months, we want a player who will come in and start playing immediately. We don't want a player that will sit on the bench. So they had to send him back to AC Milan, which is a sad one for him, for Nuo Okafor. Wish him all the best. And in the transfer, we still have a Nigerian winger there, 25-year-old Philippe Otele, on the verge of completing his move from Al-Wada to FC Basel. We are still looking at that, and he has an option. To buy for 3 million. So we wish him well there at FC Basel. Then from there, we move to Germany, and Arsenal are showing keen interest on Benjamin Sesko of Leipzig. Since Gabriel Jesus has gone on injury, they really want to bring in this young hotting striker with Saka still out also. So we keep our tabs on Benjamin Sesko and Arsenal. And from there we move to Manchester United. According to reports, Napoli came calling for Alejandro Garnacho. Since Kvaratskhelia has left, they are calling on Alejandro Garnacho, but Man U said the 40 million you people are bringing is not enough. We are holding out for 60 million. So our eyes is still on this deal in the coming weeks and days. And from there, we'll move to Barcelona, and Ronald Araujo looks to stay back at Barcelona. He looks to stay back at Barcelona according to reports. So we might be seeing him sign the next deal that Barcelona will present to him. From there, we move to Liverpool, and in Liverpool we have that they rejected a 70 million pounds deal for Darwin Núñez. They rejected a 70 million pounds deal for Darwin Núñez from Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. So they are holding out for 85 million, the same amount they bought Darwin Núñez from Benfica, 85 million pounds. So we are still looking at to see how this one develops. And still on Liverpool, we heard that Al Hilal are ready to offer Mohamed Salah 65 million euros. 65 million pounds on wages for 2 years. That will see him earn around 625,000 pounds every week if he agrees to move to Al Hilal. And lastly on transfers, we have Wilfred Zaha. If you still remember the guy, he's on the verge of completing his loan move from Galatasaray to MLS side Charlotte FC. And we have these two guys who are hotting in the transfer window, Marcus Rashford and Kyle Walker. So you tell me, where do you think will be the best for Marcus Rashford this window? He has been on and on the window since the window opened. So where do you think should be the best place for Marcus Rashford to be? Is it Dortmund? Is it AC Milan? Or should he go to Barcelona? Then for Kyle Walker, where do you think that Kyle Walker should be heading to? For me, I believe Kyle Walker should go to Atletico Madrid. He might be welcome there at Atletico Madrid. Then from there, we'll move to results over the weekend. In Italy, we saw Inter Milan drop the opportunity to go 3 points in that game against Bologna. They drew 2-2, and we saw them earn just 1 point. They still have a game outstanding, which if they win, they will be drawn level. They will be drawn level with Napoli at the top of the table. Then we move to Germany. Bayern Munich did a decimation in that game, in that their game, winning 5-1 to still maintain their lead. Dortmund lost away. Leipzig lost again away. So that's it in Germany. In Spain, the big boys are still in the Copa del Rey, the round of 16. We saw Barcelona decimate Real Betis to move to the round of 16. Atletico Madrid, away from home, did their very best also. Then yesterday, Real Madrid survived their scare from 2-0 up. They went to 2-2, went to extra time, and Hendrick was the hero there, which made them win 5-2. Mbappe and Vinicius Junior turned up in the game also. So that's it for Spain. Then in England, we saw with the games on Tuesday how Manchester City surrendered a 2-goal lead to draw 2-2 with Brentford. Then Chelsea also drew with Bournemouth. Chelsea drew with Bournemouth. Then Fulham lost away to West Ham, which saw Alex Iwobi scoring 2 goals. Then Liverpool and Nottingham Forest played out a 1-1 in that game. We saw Nottingham Forest winning game streak ended by Liverpool, and they are just 6 points below Liverpool. Then there we saw Aston Villa beating Everton 1-0 away from home, which spoiled David Moyes' party back in the EPL for Everton. Then Crystal Palace winning 2-0 away to Leicester, which has seen them broke a club record of 6 away games unbeaten in all competitions for Crystal Palace. And Leicester City are on a 6-game losing streak, which doesn't sound so well for Ruud van Nistelrooy. You should be watching his back there before getting a sack. Then we move to Newcastle. Newcastle won 3-0 over Wolves, which have seen Isak score 15 goals already this Premier League season. He has already scored 15 goals and on a 8-game scoring streak, which has seen him leveled with Van Nistelrooy. He has seen Van Nistelrooy and Alan Shearer in the scoring streak. And if he is able to score 3 more games, he would equal Jamie Vardy's 11-goal scoring streak. And he could break the record against Manchester City, which will be his 4th game. He could break the record against Manchester City if he continues scoring. And from there, we go to Arsenal. We saw them winning Tottenham 2-1. They closed the gap on the table with 4 points below Liverpool. And Brighton yesterday beat Ipswich 2-0. And the man of the moment, Amad Diallo, celebrated his contract with a hat-trick against Southampton, which also see him becoming the first player to score hat-trick since Cristiano Ronaldo did it for Manchester United in 2022. So that's it for football results and records. So from there we'll move to tennis. In tennis, we are in the 3rd round for both men and women, and in the 2nd round we saw a shocker there. Queen Zheng lost to Sigmund beat Queen Zheng narrowly lost in that game, the finalist in the last Australian Open. She lost 7-6, 6-3. And in the men also, we saw Daniel Medvedev. Daniel Medvedev lost to Lennartian 6-3, 7-6, 6-7, 1-6, 7-6. That's a great shocker there for Daniel Medvedev. And also Kasparudi lost to Jacob Mensik. He lost to Jacob Mensik 2-6, 6-3, 1-6, 4-6. He lost there in the 2nd round. And no more shocker in the 2nd round. And in that 2nd round, Djokovic became one of the players alongside Serena Williams to win 150 Grand Slam games since turning 30. That's a legend there who is fighting to win his 11th Australia Open. He's also the man regarded as the hard-court master. And in the third round, we just started yesterday. Naomi Osaka was walked over by Bencic. She was walked over by Bencic after the first game, which Bencic won 7-6. She couldn't come back for the second set, and that's how Bencic won the game. So that's all we have for you in tennis. And in NBA, what do we have for you? And the NBA, the voting, the All Stars voting, the third round has already started, and the leading players in the voting are Nikola Jovic of Denver Nuggets, leading the West Conference voting with 2.9 million votes, and Giannis Antetokounmpo from Milwaukee Bucks, leading the Eastern Conference with 3.489 million votes. Remember, 50% of those votes will come from the fans, when 25% come from the media and other 25% come from the players. So we wish our brother Antetokounmpo all the best in the Eastern Conference League. We hope that he wins this one also. Then for the games coming up this weekend in the EPL coming up this weekend, Newcastle, we hope we will play in Bournemouth. Brentford will be playing Liverpool, which is a very great game to look out for, to see if Liverpool will continue their drawing streak and lose more points, or if they will continue to chase the Premier League and win all 3 points. They are playing away. Then Leicester versus Fulham, West Ham versus Crystal Palace, Arsenal and Aston Villa. This game was a deciding factor last season in the title race. So let's see what Arsenal can make of this game tomorrow. This game is coming up by 6:30 tomorrow. Everton and versus Spurs. These are Sunday games. Manchester United versus Brighton. This is happening 3 o'clock. Let's see how far Manchester can go. Then Nottingham versus Southampton. Ipswich versus Man City. Then on Monday, 9 o'clock, Chelsea versus Wolves. And that brings us to the end of today's episode on Sports with Don Bogidon. I hope you enjoyed yourself. This week, and we hope to come again to see you on Monday when these games will be done and dusted. We'll bring you reports, bring you transfer news, and also remember, next week the Champions League is coming back to our streams. I see your host Don Bogidon Sports, and I wish you the very best, and I also wish you happy weekend, and I hope you enjoy your weekend, because I too will enjoy my weekend. Have a great sporting weekend, and bye bye from us. Thank you for watching.